Hi, my name is Liza, and welcome back to my YouTube channel and to your yoga practice. So for today, we are going to do a practice all about igniting the inner hearth, the inner light, especially if you are someone who loves creativity, who loves the fire in their life, their passion, loves to live fully. And this is recorded around February, so if you feel a little bit down, maybe seasonal affective disorder is setting on in, this is a great practice, especially to do in the morning. Today we'll be exploring core work as well as some hip openers, and then really diving into the idea of our sun salutations, or playing around with sun salutations. So with that, let's go ahead and dive on into our yoga practice, starting to lie on down. And I know when it comes to seasonal affective disorder, when you're feeling really low around the winter time, all you want to do is lie on down. Allow the feet to walk about mat distance apart, and then just allow the knees to fall into one another. And go ahead and take a nice big deep inhale into the body. And exhale, sigh out, release, let go. Check in with how you're feeling today. What's coming up for you? And allow yourself to really tune into the present moment, releasing the rest of the world. The past is in the past. The future hasn't happened yet. Allow yourself to just carve out this time for you and set an intention for this practice. Taking a nice big deep inhale. And exhale, sigh out, let go. And when you are absolutely ready, go ahead, gently float the eyes open if you already have them closed. And go ahead, see if you can ground down through the feet and hug the knees in towards the chest and rock from side to side. Maybe tracing circles onto the ceiling with the knees, getting into the lower back, getting into the upper back. Maybe placing one hand on each knee and just rocking, tracing the knees inward, out and back in, maybe keeping the toes together to get more of a concentration or focus in the hips. And then go ahead, take it into the opposite direction. And from here, go ahead, place the left foot down onto the yoga mat and hug the right knee on in. Then go ahead, send the right side of the foot onto the left knee. And then hug the left knee in towards the chest, sending your right arm through the keyhole of the legs, left hand underneath the left knee, interlacing fingers. Go ahead, inhale, draw the left knee in just slightly, go about 10%, and just rock from side to side. So again, especially when you're just starting your yoga practice and it's challenging to get to the yoga mat, you just want to meet yourself where you're at. You don't want to force or try so hard. We want to slowly stoke the fire, creating that flame. Last big deep breath into the body. And exhale. From here, keep the legs connected and just place that left foot onto the yoga mat. Go ahead, place hands on either side of the head. Fingertips are there. And then go ahead, see if you can just peel your shoulders off of the yoga mat. Take a nice big deep inhale and then draw the knee, the left knee on in. Maybe send that right elbow to the right foot. And exhale, release on down. Let's take that again, nice and easy. Inhale to peel the upper body off off of the yoga mat. Go ahead, send that right foot to the elbow, elbow to the foot. And exhale, release. 2 more times. Inhaling, drawing the elbow towards the foot, foot towards the elbow. Go ahead, send or peel the shoulders off the yoga mat. And exhale to release. And last time, breathe in, take it nice and easy, like we're lighting a match, stoking the fire of our belly. Go ahead, draw the navel in as you send the elbow towards the knee towards the elbow. Honor the shaking, feel the fire, and exhale. Go ahead, release. Great work. Extend the right heel up towards the ceiling. And just take a moment to breathe, maybe giving your hamstring and behind the knee a little bit of a massage, maybe the calf muscle as well. A slight bend in the knee is always okay. And maybe even trace circles with the ankle, with the inner thigh. And take a moment just to be proud of how far you've come. Coming to your yoga mat is the hardest part. So you got this. Go ahead, release the right foot on down. Hug the left knee on in, and we're gonna do the opposite side now. So just place that left side of the foot onto the right knee. See if we can open up in that left hip, and then draw the right knee on in, left hand through the keyhole of the legs, right hand interlaces underneath the right knee, and go ahead, really activate the feet. So flex the left foot and maybe flex or floint through that right foot. Go ahead, hug that right knee on in. Floint is such a weird word. Floint, not point or flex, but something in between. So go ahead, breathe into that left hip, rock from side to side. Go about 10%, just enough till you feel the stretch. And breathe. Take a nice big deep inhale. And exhale. Last big deep breath in. And exhale, release that right foot on down. Place hands to the either side of the head. Inhale, draw the shoulder blades up off the yoga mat. And then go ahead, send that left elbow to the left foot. And exhale, release on down. 4 more times. Inhale. Go ahead, see if you can really curl the tailbone on in as you draw the navel on in. Honor the shaking. Left elbow to the foot. We're activating the legs, the inner thighs, the core. And then exhale, release it on down. 3 more times. Inhaling, drawing that foot towards the elbow, elbow towards the foot. Really lift the shoulder blades off of the yoga mat. And exhale, release, let it go. Breathe, inhaling. Draw the elbow towards the foot, foot towards the elbow. Knee brings that foot a little bit closer to the elbow. And exhale, release. 1 more time. You have this. Inhale, drawing the foot towards the elbow, elbow towards the foot. And exhale, release. Let it go. That was even challenging for me. So hug that knee on in, and then go ahead, extend the leg on up. I create these classes, but it doesn't mean it's any easier for me as a teacher. Really massage the hamstring, trace circles with the ankle one way and then the other. And then go ahead, release that left foot on down. Roll onto your side and then see if you can press on up to your comfortable seated position, whatever that is for you. Take a moment to just fix yourself. Be here, be present, breathe on in, sigh it out. Remember the intention you set at the beginning of your yoga practice. Go ahead, come on to the hands and the knees. So go ahead, ground down through the fingertips. base of the knuckles. Firm the forearms in towards one another. Draw the navel on in. And go ahead, slight bend as you press the floor away. Slight bend in the elbows, just to a point where you start to feel yourself shaking. And then go ahead, press away. So little baby push-ups. Inhale. Go ahead, bend. And exhale, straighten. 2 more times. Inhale to bend. And exhale to straighten. Last time, inhale to bend. Exhale to straighten. From here, inhale. Reach the right foot up and back. Send the heart through the gateway of the arms. Roll your gaze forward and up. Breathing in. Exhale, send the knee towards the nose, round in the upper back, chin comes towards the chest. Take a nice big deep inhale, slowly reach the right heel up and back, opening up in the heart space. And exhale, knee towards the nose. 2 more times. Inhaling, drawing that right foot up and back, opening up in the chest, sending the shoulders away, or I should say together, and then down the back. And then exhale, draw the knee towards the nose, round and upper back, chin towards chest. Last time, inhaling. And exhale. From here, reach the right foot all the way on back, and then sweep the right foot all the way over to the right side. Hopefully you can get me, but the right foot is, or all 4 corners of the right foot is down onto the floor. And we walk the fingertips as far forward as possible, and we bow on down. We'll feel a nice stretch on that inner thigh, the side of the ankle. Keep drawing the rib cage and the belly towards the spine. Keep a slight bend in the elbows as we bow down. We'll feel a strengthening pose within the upper arms with the slight bend in the elbows. Feel our muscles working as we release. Last big deep inhale. And exhale slowly. Walk the hands or wrists back underneath the shoulders and send the knees back towards one another. Let's go ahead, take a nice big deep inhale, reach the left heel on back, tilt the pelvis and the belly on down, open up in the heart space. And then exhale, draw the knee towards the nose, round and upper back, chin towards the chest. Inhaling, sending that left heel up and back, opening up in the heart space. Exhale, drawing the knee on in, rounding in the upper back, chin towards chest. Twice more. Move with breath really consciously. You may feel, ooh, I'm heating up already. And we're taking these movements nice and easy, but it's enough to stoke the fire, right? Last big deep inhale, open up in the chest. And then exhale, go ahead. Send the knee towards the nose, round in the upper back, press the floor away, breathe. And exhale, reach the left foot on back. Sweep the left foot all the way over to the left side of your yoga mat. Ground down through all 4 corners of your feet. And walk the fingertips as far forward as possible, bowing on down. One side you may feel like you want to release more than the other. And that's all good. Release, let go. Hold with me for 3 more breaths. Inhaling. And exhale. Last big deep inhale. And exhale. Go ahead slowly. Walk the hands back underneath the shoulders. Bring the left knee to meet the right. Come to sit onto the heels of the feet for hero's pose. Breathe. Noticing how you're feeling now. Feeling the fire stoke up just a little bit more. We're going to dive deeper into it. Go ahead. Ground down through the fingertips, curl toes under, press into the hands and feet, lift the hips up nice and high. Come into your first downward facing dog. And begin to pedal out the legs, bending through one leg, reaching through opposite heel.
Bend in the elbows to not hyperextend the elbows, and spread through collarbones and shoulder blades. See if we can really send the hips up nice and high, tailbone reaching up towards the sky, towards the ceiling maybe, as you reach the heels on down towards the yoga mat. Take a nice big deep breath in. And sigh out, keep stoking the fire. Last big deep inhale. And exhale. And when you are ready, gaze between the hands and walk the feet towards the hands in, forward fold. Sway from side to side, bend the knees, really allow the belly to rest onto the legs. Make sure the feet are hips distance apart, just feels a little bit more supportive. Just take a hold of opposite elbows, wrists, forearms, or just allow the upper body to release on down, whatever feels right and good. Maybe it feels good to take a hold of feet or ankles or legs. Sway, you're safe. Ground down. Breathe. Take a nice big deep inhale. And exhale, let go, sigh out. Ground down through the feet. Bend the knees as much as you need to and heel toe the toes together. There'll be a natural slight separation between the heels of the feet. Go ahead, sit into your imaginary chair and see if you can sweep the fingertips forward and up. As you sit, really see if you can send the pubic bone towards the navel. Again, wrapping the rib cage, almost like sending that rib cage, the muscles of the rib cage together and down the belly. Hold with me for 2 more breaths. Inhaling. Exhale. Last big deep inhale. Exhale, press into the feet. Bring the hands to prayer, thumbs to heart space. Breathe. Inhale, exhale. Remember your intention. When you are ready, inhale, reach fingertips forward and up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, sweep the fingertips all the way on down to the yoga mat. Inhale, slide the hands towards the knees for a flat back. And then exhale, release the hands on down. Step the left foot on back. Make sure the feet are hips distance apart. And then pivot the left foot on down onto the yoga mat. The left foot is on an angle. And we're going to come into Virabhadrasana 1. So go ahead, draw the navel on in. Maybe place both hands onto the right knee. And gently use your core to rise on up. So for Virabhadrasana 1, it's always very interesting because we hear a lot of times try to square the hips in Warrior 1. But I would say most people's hips are on a natural angle, especially the tighter the hip flexors, the more on a natural angle they're gonna be. So I would say just open up in the hips a little bit more. I more care about this left knee being safe. So ground down through that left foot and then see if we can send the energy of the right hip forward as the left hip moves back, hugging the inner thighs in towards one another, and just stay here. If the hips are on a natural angle, like mine are on a natural angle right now, that's okay. It's all good. So reach the fingertips forward and up and breathe. It's just yoga. We don't have to be perfect. That's kind of defeating the purpose of yoga. So really reach the fingertips on up and just stay here. Be here in Warrior 1. It's a hard pose, so you don't have to do much else. Inhaling. Exhale, really draw the navel on in. Feel the fire, feel the core reaching through the fingertips. Last big deep breath here. Exhale. Excellent. Go ahead, release the hands to the inside of that right foot. Then go ahead, see if we can ground down through the right foot and the hands and lift up off of the left foot. Grounding down through the ball of the left foot. Release the left knee on down and heel toe the right foot all the way to the outside edge of the yoga mat. Go ahead, send the right knee to point out with the toes and then press the right thigh away from you as you open up in that hip flexor, gazing down. A lot of the times our elbow tends to hyperextend. Mine wants to so bad. So I'm going to go ahead and really send that elbow underneath the shoulder and keep a slight bend in that elbow, and that will protect it from any future injuries or micro injuries over time. Breathe. And I love this. We're going a little bit slower, even though we're heating up. I love that we can just stay in these postures and really experience the full benefits of them. 2 more breaths, inhaling and exhale. Last big deep breath in and exhale. Go ahead, place both hands onto the yoga mat and then send the right knee to meet the left. Come into child's pose for just a moment to cool down and breathe. The feet can be mat distance apart, or the knees can be directly together underneath the belly for more of a lower back support. Sway from side to side. We are almost done with this practice, or we're halfway through. Take a moment of pride and gratitude in all that you do. Walk the hands over to the right. Left, come on to left fingertips. Feel a stretch from the fingertips all the way down the left side of the body. Glute muscle, left glute muscle reaches towards the heel of the foot. Big deep breath in. And sigh out. And when you are ready, slowly walk the hands over to the left, coming up onto the right fingertips. Feeling a nice stretch from the right side of the body all the way down to the right glute muscle. Taking a nice big deep inhale into the body. And exhale, sigh out, let go, release. Last big deep inhale and exhale. Go ahead, slowly walk the hands back through center. Ground down through the fingertips, curl toes under, press into the hands and feet, lift the hips up nice and high, come into downward facing dog. Bending through one leg as you reach through opposite heel, inhaling and exhaling, stoking the fire once more for 2 more breaths. I know the legs are talking to you, so breathe into it. Inhale, sigh it out. Last big deep breath in, and exhale, gaze between the hands, bend the knees, walk on forward, 2, forward fold. Ground down through the heels of the feet, hug the inner thighs in towards each other, sweep the fingertips forward and up, Utkatasana chair pose, hold with me for just 2 breaths here, inhaling and exhale. Really hug navel on in, pubic bone comes to navel, rib cage sends down the belly, last big deep inhale. And exhale, hands to prayer, thumbs to heart. Release, let go. Connect back to the intention. Even though the body may feel like it is on fire, you are almost done. Go ahead, inhale, sweep the fingertips forward and up. Exhale, swan dive all the way on down. Inhale, come up onto fingertips or slide the hands towards the knees for a flat back. And on an exhale, go ahead, ground down through the left foot and step the right foot back. Notice I brought my left foot a little bit closer to my left hand. And then I'm gonna go ahead, bring my feet hips distance apart, and then just pivot my right foot on down, but keeping the toes and the knees somewhat in alignment with one another. And then I'm gonna draw my navel on in. This time I may use my core to lift forward and up into Virabhadrasana 1. Okay, so hips square or square as possible to the front of the yoga mat, bending on into that left knee, opening on up, and just be here in Warrior 1. Maybe you can bring the palms of the hands together as you gaze up. saluting the sun that is within you, the fire that is within you, even in times of struggle, even in times when we slow down. The fire is still burning, the light is still there, the passion is still alive. Last 2 breaths. Last big deep inhale. And exhale, go ahead, release the hands to the inside of your left foot. Heel toe the left foot all the way to the outside of the mat. Ground down through the hands and that left foot, and then transfer the weight and pop up onto that right ball of the foot. Release the right knee on down. Ground down through this right hand. Make sure there's that wrist shoulder connection. And then see if you can heel toe the left foot all the way out. So the toes are pointing outward, knee points in the same direction as the toes. And then we just gently send that left knee away. We open up in that left hip. And it is just so delicious, this stretch. Getting into the lower body and imagining all stress and tension melting into the yoga mat. Inhale and exhale. Last big deep breath here. And exhale. Go ahead, place the left hand on down. And then send that left knee to meet the right. Bring the knees mat distance apart. Take a well-deserved child's pose. You're going to stay in child's pose for almost 6 breaths. This is a nice, just coming in, restorative pose. You don't have to do anything more, be anything more. If you want to add props to your child's pose, you can place a block underneath the forehead. Sometimes that feels good. Or maybe you can sit on a block. Some people like that as well, but it's really up to you. Just allow yourself to let go. Take a nice big deep breath in. And exhale, sigh out, let go. Go ahead, slowly come to lie onto your belly. And maybe, if it feels good, we bend the right knee and reach for the pant leg, the ankle, or the top of the foot. And feel a nice stretch in the quadricep muscle that has worked so hard for us in our core postures, in our chair pose, in our warrior one. And just breathe. And go ahead, release. Opposite side. Hug the left foot on in. Maybe we take a hold of the pant leg, the ankle, the top of the foot. Feel a nice stretch. For those of you who feel like, oh, it's a lot to do this on my belly, feel free to roll on to the side. I sometimes feel like that's a little bit easier and then, or more accessible, I should say. And then I can just be here. So feel free to do that as well. We'll hold for 3 more breaths. Take a nice big deep inhale in. Exhale, release. You've made it to the end of your practice. From this point, just go ahead and roll onto your back. I'm actually we're doing Shavasana facing the opposite way this time. Just roll onto your back, be here. Mixing it up. I normally face Shavasana this way, but we'll face it this way, just rolling on to our back and taking a moment to thank our lower body, our core, our body in general. It does so much. It does so much for us. Digest food, helps us through emotions, helps us carry things, helps us fight off things, helps us work with, any genetic stuff that we may have inherited too. It's doing its absolute best to be here, letting us live. And may you live with passion, with grace, with all that you have. And just release into the floor. You can stay here for as long as you desire. Letting the rest of the world fade away. But if you are ready to start the rest of your day, you can go ahead, roll onto your side, and press on up to your comfortable seated position. I really, truly hope this practice served you in any way. May there be peace and love within your thoughts, peace and love within your words, and peace and love within your heart space. Om Shanti Shanti. Peace, my friends. I will see you next time for your practice. Namaste.